Okay guys, what's up? Godsplitter here. I'm gonna be running over a new build that I ran. It's a gold build, which means I predominantly run it on gold. Anything below, it can work for Nightmare, just not currently this week's survival Nightmare, but it does work for the story. Works fine. As you can see, I got the mask from it. Okay, now this is a build that's not a stealth build. I gotta say that, guys. Fire is included in it. It's melee friendly, which means it does a lot of melee damage. It does good Oni damage. It's a hack and slash build, and I'll show you the build. I'll show you how well it works. I'll run a gameplay during free roam gameplay. I'll do probably the first, second, and third part. I'll run through one stage, give you an idea of how I run it, why I run it, and why it's such a good build, guys. I mean, this is really an OP build. Especially, you can do this very casually, by the way. I mean, you can even run it with a random that's not particularly good, and you'll still capitalize on it. You won't have much issues, especially after the tips and tricks section. So, let's run through the build real quick. I'll hit you on my techniques and explain the reason I would use every one of them. Okay, so group vanish is very important, not just to pick up allies, guys. It's not just to pick up allies. In the run, you'll see I only skip the curse and I skip the scroll. I'll explain why. The only chest gives gear. And if right now you're trying to prepare for the raid, you're trying to get that 110 plus, you really need to run group vanish. The reason I'm saying is when you get to that only chest, you can group vanish real quick, get both of you and your ally, to get a critical shot, or it gives you a good assassination if your stealth up is that high. So to me, it's a must. You can run Toxic Vanish. To me, that's more of a solo thing. It does help you get out of a situation, but Group Vanish puts both of y'all in an opportunity to get that assassination. Okay, I'm running a 1-3-3 for my perks, which means I'm running Critical Hit, inflicts 30% more damage during assassinations. Even though this is not a stealth build, I am still an assassin. I still do quite a bit of assassinations. Okay, and Opportunist, real big thing there, guys. This is part of the build, and it runs with the blowgun, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Deals 50% more bonus damage to assassination damage to staggered. Staggered enemies, that's my meat and potatoes, guys. That's what I use all the time. This is self-explanatory. I use this to run an extra legendary, which I'll explain in the build, so let's go ahead and push into that. Okay, this is the gear I'm running. I'm running Masamune's Edge. Big reason, even though it's a 20% chance to deal double damage with your melee's attacks, that's pretty low, but I like the stance it has. First of all, it's a wind stance, and I like the fact that it can roll melee damage and Oni damage. Now guys, this is a big deal because this is a melee build. And I know what you guys are saying, you can run a stealth build and do the same thing, do max amount of damage and stay invisible the whole time. Yes guys, that's fine. This is not that build, I have to say that. So it rolled melee damage, only damage, that's really good, but the important factor here is Way of the Flame. I run Way of the Flame to get me away from those spearmen, the guys with the shields. It helps, and this is a burn build, so that's going to help me dramatically. I'll show you guys in the run through. It's real easy. That blow dart gun, this goes back to the staggered damage. Obviously, you get 10 darts that you can shoot that poison. That's really good because I stagger enemies before I assassinate them, and this is how you do that, guys. You use the blowgun. Hallucination darts in this build is a must. The reason being, I run Severed Hearts, like I said, primarily for gold. All my gold runs are normally done on that or Televicini just because they're real quick. We ran one last night in, I think, 8 minutes. That was our fastest time, and that was really kind of a casual run. I'll explain this in great detail when I'm playing the game. Okay, next up is the Charm. I run Shogun's Fortitude because sometimes you'll get those guys that throw the bombs that flash you and everyone's rolling every direction just trying to get out of the way, making sure they're not getting hit. It can roll damage and ultimate damage. That's a really good perk. It rolled completely maxed out, 20% on both of them. But another big point on it is the health increase. Guys, as an assassin, I don't know if there's a stat value that differentiates between them and the samurai. The samurai always seem to have a little bit more health in my opinion. But I don't get hit as much, but it's good just in case, because when you're running gold runs, you have Onis, and every once in a while you get that bad run where you have Crow Demons and you have purple Onis everywhere. So that health increase is part of the build and it's a must. Okay, this is another big part of it. Don't look so much at the property values right here, even though I'll explain that in a second. Fired up is when you want to look up. Fired up is part of this melee fire build. Lighting people on fire helps so dramatically, and you'll see how I use it, why I use it, and why this build works, and why it just demolishes. Ghost weapon at the bottom. I know it's subjective, guys. I like running the gourd. I like being able to heal. Sometimes when the ally's down and we've both got our heads beat in, or we ran into a opportune moment where that archer hit us while we were reviving, this helps me get just a little bit more health. The strong brew, guaranteed, that's what you need. Health increased by 50%. As you can look, the rolls on it is sudden resolve, lucky, and strong brew, but you want to run strong brew. That way when you do pop it, it increases by 50%. You get a big bump of health. So that's the gear run I'm running. Those are the techniques I'm running. If you want to look at the stats real quick, guys, you can look over this board. Melee damage is good. Damage increase for Shogun's Fortitude, that amps up your melee. That's overall damage. Ultimate damage helps. I'm only running a 3-shot instead of the 5 in the technique category. So when I pop my special, I'm hitting 3 times. That's why it's important for me to have my ultimate damage up a little bit. Perfect parry window, guys. I know I didn't bring this up, but it makes a bigger difference than you think if you're a counter fighter. If you like to counter fight, that's great, but this build you really will not have to. I use it a lot, but you do not have to. The status effect duration helps dramatically because you're catching them on fire. So after you caught them on fire, your status effect, so it takes longer, so which means it does more damage. And anytime you hit someone with dirt throw, guys, it opens you up for more attacks. That's why it's so important. Alright, and guys, by all means, let's go ahead and get us a run in. Like I said, Severed Hearts on gold, that's just my run. You guys can do whatever you want, but this is quick, even with the random. I think the longest it's ever took me on this was like a little bit over 14 minutes, and that was with a complete random that you could tell couldn't be too new, but he was new maybe to the gold status. And as you could read right there, guys, make sure you revive your teammates, because any ghost deaths completely fails the mission. Okay, what run did we run? Okay, I don't believe they're crow demons, because normally if you do have crow demons, they will be out front, right down beneath the tower of the archers. Get a critical real quick. Guys, you want these guys both at half health before you start killing them. And as you can see, I'm doing good damage to these guys. And you got a real quick window of opportunity to assassinate these guys at the beginning and take them out so they can't regenerate. Because those tethered groups, guys, if you do not kill them both at a similar time, they will respawn. Okay. I'm just gonna hit these guys with a little stagger. See how well that works, guys? It gives you an opportunity to get a bunch of hits while they're staggered. And look at 3 hits, I believe there, 3 or 4. Now this is why the fire is important. Opens you up for more attacks. That just took no time to kill that Oni. Alright, we got a pretty good crowd here. We're gonna just wear these guys down. There's those flashbang guys I was telling you about. That was 3 hits, guys, 3 hits. Goes back to the Oni damage roll. Makes a big difference. You didn't think 10% would do so much, but it does. Sometimes there'll be... Okay, there we go. Sometimes there's a guy in his tent just hanging out. I swear that guy just looks at these pots all day long. Alright, let's take care of the archers. There's normally one on the left and one on the right. I'm just going to get him staggered. If I can hit him, there we go. Nothing, guys, the base poison darts that you get, those stagger damage, it makes a difference, especially if you're trying to get away. It also helps. When that poison takes an effect and staggers them, I mean, it gives you an opportunity. There's only 2 tethered groups here, guys, by the way. One there, one here. I'm going to pop my special. Hallucination darts will make these guys fight. Don't really need to right now. I just shot every dart I had to get used to this, to get ready for it. Let me help this guy. I like to pre-exhaust all my darts before I go grab a reset, basically. The drum's always located here. It never changes. One thing I do want to say, guys, the Oni chest, if it's located in the first area, it's always going to be here. I don't think he realized it takes 2 people to open this Oni chest. Normally that's why I use group vanish, guys. Give me a break though, I'm running with randoms on this. There we go. Normally too, another thing I want to bring out is just like you saw there, when these big Onis come out, they always come out slamming, but they normally hit 3 times on the ground, guys. That's normally their forte, I guess you could say. These guys are easy to deal with. They're, to me, the easiest Oni to fight, unless you can do a few hits, back up. There's that 3rd hit. Now I got my darts, so let's go ahead and stagger these guys. See that guy right there? We're gonna let them fight for a second, just to give you an idea of what that dart does. They will just mercilessly start attacking each other. Alright, that Oni's down. I can get a little bit of a critical right here. Wear this guy down a little bit. Back off real quick. Get him staggered. Another reason I run this guy, the blow dart gun, is because I can stagger and get my resolve up. If you hit all 10 darts normally, it'll get your resolve up pretty quick. So that's the first part, and this is the easiest run to me, guys. Normally if the crow demons are here, you know you're gonna have all kinds of crazy stuff on the next run. All the enemies are gonna be blue and gold, and they're gonna have those perks on them where you have to go to the towers. Oh, and sometimes, just something to add, sometimes you'll have a healing drone in between there's a drum, or you'll have a little tower to reset your ammo. Yep, see that? Purple and gold. Now I'm gonna go blue across there, and he's gonna go gold, hopefully right there. Now guys, you can hack and slash these guys, but if you're trying to maximize your time to get you more gear, especially if you're grinding to 110 for tomorrow's raid, you really just need to go ahead and get this attunement, because it's gonna take a second, guys. It really will, I promise you. You're going to spend some time hack and slashing these guys. Alright, first group down. The next group is a bunch of archers, so you got to be careful because they will sneak you. And I stabbed the wrong guy. Here, let's hit them with fire real quick. That'll get them off this temporarily. Gives you a window of opportunity. That parry, you don't have to do that. To me, it just opens you up for a good opportunity. See how easy it is to kill these guys when you got the attunement on? It takes so much longer to do it without it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get my guy, see if he'll get his. And there's only 2 tethered groups here. There's normally that one that you first see when you start, and then there's that one. And guys, sometimes every blue moon you'll see up here there'll be horchatas, or those ballistas. And if you're ever looking for the scroll here, sometimes it'll be in this area, but for this particular run, we don't grab the scroll, we don't do the curse. We're just trying to give you gear. We're just trying to get that honor up. We're just trying to push forward to grind you to 110. Alright, now this is the last segment of Severed Hearts. This part can go real easy, guys, or really hard. If you got good coordination with your team, which by the way, there's a curse right there. I'm blowing through it. Hopefully you don't want to do it. But if you got good coordination, guys, you can run this in no problem. See how I see blue guys right there? That means there's going to be an attunement, and the blue is normally on this left side. I just wanted to get him down real quick. Okay, now there's a tethered group right here. I'll normally try to get that first one, and then he's got a shield, so guess what? Fire it up. And I can always get them before they're reborn. Now this guy's got an attunement, and you can see how much damage it doesn't do if you don't have the attunement. So I'm going to leave that guy alone for a second. Go get this blue one. There's a little slide you can get through, guys. If you lure him in there, sometimes you got to press his attunement tower and you go in there instead. Alright, try to get out of the small area with a shield guy. I'm going to pop my special real quick. Don't risk the unnecessary death, guys, if you don't have to. If you've got your special, pop it. With this build, you can get it real quick. Alright, now here's that. He's got the orange attunement, so I'm just going to go around him. I just threw that fire to get away for a second, so he didn't charge, whatnot. Let me go ahead and get the orange one now. Try to do as much damage to the big guy that's going to cause the most hurt. Alright, he's out of the picture. Take care of these normal guys. Alright, as you can see, just for a second, create some space and then let them fight. While they're taking care of him, the smaller people will come over here. We'll take them out of the equation. Alright, and I did that to get my special up. You can aim it if you're assassin, so you can hit your targets you want to hit. And that's what I wanted to do there. Take out that group right there. He's got a green attunement on him, guys. That's why I didn't do very much damage to him. Sometimes you'll have dogs here, by the way. Sometimes you will not. So let's go ahead and back off just for a second. These guys you can kill pretty easy. You really can. They're not too much of a hassle with the attunement. But the blue guys that are shield ready or got spears, you really just need to go get that attunement. So that's two of the tethered groups. Let's go ahead and bump up. Alright, there's the green attunement. I'm going to keep the gold on just for a second. Make sure there's no one else gold I need. We'll run green real quick. I see that guy up there. You could have assassinated him. I just wanted to kick him off that friggin' tower. Because it's hilarious. Alright, what do we got here? We got a tethered group. We got Oni. Those are going to be the targets. So we're going to get everything up. Our resolve as high as we can real quick. Alright, get the hit. That's all we needed. Okay, let me pick up my buddy here. Now I believe that's the tethered group that's normally at the top. This is normally where he's located. Yeah, looks like that was it, guys. All we have to do now is defeat the rest of the enemies here at the camp. And I mean, that was a run. That was a gold run. Easy. Didn't struggle. Didn't have a lot of problems. Try not to power through the enemies unless you know for sure you can. But see, these spear guys, they're nothing when you use flames. When you use fired up and you stack it on with your dirt throw that has fired it up on it, not even an issue. Wave the flame and fired up to me are such a good run. They're good to add. They synergize with each other. It works very well, guys. And that's the run. By all means, leave your likes, comments at the bottom. Subscribe, please, by all means, so I can keep making more of these videos. And I'll see you guys in the raid tomorrow. 12 minutes, by the way. 12 minutes. Not bad at all.